Well, as you can see, I am not on the trail. Coming into Big Bear, I realized that I had a recurring pain on my left foot for 3 days when I get to camp. It was just one of those pains that just hurt, and I just figured it was just the way I was walking, or it was the boot, or just the day. Had a physical therapist come look at it in Big Bear, believe it or not. She didn't think it was anything too serious, but the swelling didn't go down after some ibuprofen, and so I looked around town for doctors to just get an x-ray just to confirm that I don't have anything serious going on. I'm calling my insurance company, and of course, I hate to say anything bad about anything, but our great healthcare system, it was going to be extremely expensive to just get that x-ray done out of network insurance. So I crunched some numbers, and it was significantly cheaper for me to just come off trail, go home, make a doctor appointment, and have my foot checked. And then if everything turns out okay, I'll come back a week later. So that's what's going on. So I'll be off the trail for about a week, which is fine. I'm just kind of bummed that I'm gonna miss some of the new friends that I just made on trail. But I'm at the airport, and I'm walking over to the terminal, and hopefully my Monday morning appointment with the doctor goes well, and the results come back with no issues, and I can get back on the trail. So more to come. I'll give you an update. Good morning. Well, update on my foot. I made it back home and went to the doctor and had an x-ray, all for way less than what it would have cost to have it done in the mountains. Also got to see family and catch up, and so it was quite refreshing. Results, no stress fracture. I was really worried that it was going to be a stress fracture, but no stress fracture. Had basically an inflammation of a joint that is very difficult to get inflammation out of. Ended up getting a really painful steroid shot in that joint, and the pain seems to be gone now. So doc seems to think that I should be good to go, and so I've already booked my flight back to Ontario, and then from Ontario I'll take 3 buses back to Big Bear Lake. And so in about 2 days, I should be on, actually 3 days, I should be back on trail. So good news. Hopefully everything goes well in my travel to get back on trail. I did readjust my resupplies. My food supplies were doing quite well. One of the things I didn't really talk about much in the videos was my food, and I think I had someone asked about what I was eating. And most of my dinners are Mountain House brand dinners, and those are great. They give you quite a few calories, especially if you're selective as to which ones you eat. But obviously on the trail, there's no way you can eat that much food to replenish the calories you're eating. One thing I did discover is that one of the nights I actually ate 2 of those Mountain House dinners, and I was able to stomach and process all of it, and actually felt really good the next day. So I know that I was going a little bit too fast on my calorie depletions, and so I've actually increased my resupplies with more high-calorie foods, with more foods and more high-calorie foods as well. So. But for dinners, I had mostly Mountain Houses. Breakfast, I was having either a complete cookie or oatmeal pies, I think is what they're called. Anyway, I've increased the volume of those, and I've also added some more hot breakfasts to my schedule as well. So those have more calories. It'll slow me down a little bit as far as time-wise, but I think it's better for me to have more calories in me than what I was doing before. So just minor adjustments there. For lunch, normally I would have a hot lunch, which would typically consist of ramen noodles with some kind of meat, either 2 packages of tuna, the single serving tunas, and there's tons of different flavors out there now of tuna. I've never really been a tuna fan, but these new versions, they have different vegetables and seasonings and flavorings and what have you, make them quite palatable, especially if you mix them into the pot. So I have a small pot that I use to heat the water, and once the water starts getting warm, I put the 2 packs of tuna in there and heat all that up together, and then I add an additional packet of olive oil. I have the single serving olive oil packets for additional protein. And then once I add those, once it comes to a boil, then I put the ramen in there and let it turn off the fire, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'm ready to eat. I'll add salt and pepper to taste. Something that I've really enjoyed adding as additional is seasoning is garlic salt. I'm a big garlic fan, so garlic salt's been a lifesaver as well. And other times my hot lunch is exactly the same thing, but instead of ramen, it's instant potatoes. Those actually come out pretty good as well. But now I've added additional meats, chicken, and pork and beef to my lunches, and also adding tortillas and peanut butter for lunch. So my lunches are going to increase in size and I guess volume as well. I'll have the ramen with the meat, or the mashed potatoes with the meat, but I'm also going to have a tortilla with peanut butter as well at lunch. So that kind of doubles my my lunch, and I'm pretty sure I can handle it appetite-wise. Hopefully that helps my calorie depletion rate to decrease a little bit, at least. In the first, I think I have 18 days on the trail, I lost almost 10 pounds, and it's inevitable I'm going to lose weight. But to me, it seemed like 10 pounds was kind of fast for the first 266 miles. So trying to slow that down a little bit. Eating in town, as you've seen in the videos, we're eating as much as we can in town. Another thing is my hiking partner, Captain Handy, decided to come off the trail. So when I go back, I'm going to be solo. We had actually, on trail, you tend to meet other hikers, and those hikers will you'll leapfrog each other, ever so often. And after a while, you'll come across a hiker that you pretty much have the same, not necessarily the same pace, but you're hiking the same distances. And so you'll leapfrog each other throughout the days that come, and then you kind of get to know them, and it sort of naturally evolves into a trail family. The lingo on the trail is a tramily. So a trail family is, a group of people that hike pretty much the same distances from day in, day out, and then they eventually end up hiking the same cycles or the same distances. In the past, when I've been in a trail family, we've enjoyed starting usually at the same place, and talking about where we're going to make it to that evening. And then the best part of being in a trail family is that I like to have dinner with everyone. We all wait for the last person to show up, and then we all break out our dinners and sit around and kind of talk about the day and how things have been going. So it's just an amazing experience, not only wilderness-wise and individually as far as hiking by ourselves, but it's nice at the end of the evening to sit around and just kind of talk to people from all over the world and get to know them and learn about their experiences. Anyway, that's a little bit there, but heading back on the trail. I'm really excited, so hopefully there won't be too much of a gap on the videos being placed out there. So be patient with me. They will be starting here back pretty soon. Thank you again for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.